Hello there. You probably heard quite a lot the term energy healing, but really, what does it mean? And more importantly, how can it help you, healing from whatever it is that you're going through? Today, I want to share an example with you of one of my clients and how energy healing, and more specifically, the energy healing modalities that I use, how it helped him. Um, how can I even say it? How it helped him get over or release his stomach ache. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Einav Avni, and I am an energy healer and an alignment coach. In the energy healing modalities that I'm using, they are called emotion code, the body code, and belief code. Now, the basis of all of this is that because we are all energy, when we go through emotional events or trauma that we can't process, the energy of the emotions become trapped in our bodies and now causes blockages, discomfort, etc. Now, each of these modalities, they build on top of each other. So with the emotion code, we release emotions. With the body code, we release or realign or correct misalignments in the body. So that's anything from toxins, pathogens, misaligned organs and glands, to also releasing clashes between our conscious mind and subconscious mind. And the belief code is really releasing limiting beliefs and belief systems that are holding us back in our lives. Now, back to our story. So this guy, he comes to me and he says, basically, I have a stomach ache. Now, when someone says stomach ache, of course, you have so many different things, right? It can be, a gut situation. It can be digestive situation. It can be so many different things. Now, I have no idea because I'm not a doctor and I'm not here to diagnose people. But what I do is I connect with his subconscious mind, and his subconscious mind guides me what it is that I need to do. So I say, fine, let me find out what I can. So this was a remote session, meaning he wasn't here with me in the room and he wasn't here on the computer with me, but I got his permission and I logged in, I connected to his subconscious mind, and then I started going through my list of questions. So I found out that he had a lot of toxins in his body. He had some misalignments in the stomach. He had some meridians that were out of alignment. And so I corrected all of this. And I found out that he will have 3 days to process everything. So in processing days, what we mean is that the subconscious mind is so used to sending energy to all parts of our bodies, that when we release something, the subconscious mind still goes to give the usual amount of energy, realize that this thing is no longer there, goes back, try it again. After, in this case, 3 days, it realizes that this thing is not coming back. And so it gives energy somewhere else in the body to help heal ourselves. So after the session, I asked the guy, how are you feeling? He said he does feel a relief. And let's see. So he had 3 days. In 3 days of processing, in processing days, we don't touch anything. It's sacred. We let the subconscious mind do the processing, do whatever it needs to do. After 3 days, I said, how are you feeling? He said, I'm feeling better, but the pain is still there. I said, no problem. We're not always releasing things in one go. Actually, often it takes more than one time to release things. No problem. So I said I will work on him again, and so I did. Again, I got his permission. I logged on to his subconscious mind, and then I realized that this time we're going to use the belief code. So the first time we used the body code, this time we were going to use the belief code. Now this is really interesting because if we have stomach pain, you immediately think that there is something wrong with the body. And because we were led to go to the belief code, you could see that this is really all to do with emotions, all to do with limiting beliefs. So again, I looked and I found statements like, I never feel safe, or I don't know who I am anymore, or I can't be myself. All of these kind of doubts that are coming up throughout our lives. It doesn't have to be very recent. It can be from any time in life, but it's all together. It is gathering into one belief system. So I found different statements like this. Then after that, I released the appropriate trapped emotions that are connected to this limiting belief system. And then I again release some associated imbalances. That's other things that are connected to this problem. So in this case, the trapped emotions are just trapped emotions. There was fear, there was horror, there was grief, there was anger, normal emotions that we just release. And then in the associated imbalance, we found things like there was idea intolerance. As an example, idea intolerance is basically where your subconscious mind is believing, probably, I'm going to say wrongly or incorrectly, that it's better for you to do things in a certain way and not another. So, for example, we can find idea intolerance to being judged, for example. So, of course, nobody likes being judged. It's not very nice. But the subconscious mind in this case makes it a big deal. So it says basically, if you're being judged, I need to respond to it in a more severe way than I would otherwise. Actually, idea intolerance to being judged was one of the things that we found in with this guy's case. Other one was no will to. There was no will to heal or be healed. Again, this is where consciously we say, of course I want to be healed, but why wouldn't I? But the subconscious mind says, actually, it is safer for you if we stay the way that we are. And now we create a clash, and the clash, the subconscious mind is always winning because it is so much stronger. So I released all of these different associations that came up, and that's it. I found out, I think this time, I think there was still 3 days processing days, 3, 4. It can be anything really. And that was it. So then the next time I spoke with the guy, I said, how are you feeling? He said, the pain is completely gone. There's nothing there, no traces of the pain. Now, this is so interesting for me because all the time, anytime that we have something that is going on in our bodies, we immediately think that there is something wrong, that is structurally wrong, there is a big problem. And that doesn't matter really if it's, something that just popped up like the stomach ache, or if it's a chronic pain. Now, I hear it all the time. I hear it, I have this pain, so I'm going to take pills, or I have this pain and I'm going to the doctors and I'm going to try new things. And fine, I mean, this is what we've been conditioned to do. But this is such a wonderful, clear example of how actually painkillers would not help here. But when we looked at the emotions, when we looked at the energetical blockages, we could release it. We could do something about it. So the next time that you go through something like that, I encourage you to get in touch with someone like me that can help you to release the energy. Now, when ever since I got into this energy healing, situation, business idea, I only then did I realize how many different modalities of energy healing there are. When I tell people I do energy healing, they immediately, most of the time, immediately ask me if I do Reiki, which I don't actually. But each modality is concentrating or focusing on something that is slightly different, has different ways of doing things. So if you already bought into the idea that actually there are natural way to heal yourself, which means that it's not necessarily relying on Western medicine and pills and surgeries and all of that, then I encourage you to look around. I mean, for me, emotion code, body code, and belief code are phenomenal, and I've seen incredible success with that. But I can't say that it's the only thing out there. There are people doing other things, even Reiki, many different ones. I encourage you, if you're going to visit on my website, there is another collaborative project that I've started with 2 of my colleagues, which is exactly that. It's basically helping people with chronic pain or illness to heal by collaborating. So it's not just one practitioner working on you for 9-10 sessions. It's 3 different practitioners, each working on you 3 sessions, so that you get the benefits of the different modalities. I encourage you to go and have a look because, in my opinion, that is a fascinating, new approach. Anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and share with you a success story of, a case study of the energy healing type that I do, because I do recognize that so many people have no idea what it actually means when we say energy healing. And I don't blame you, because I had no idea as well before I got started. If you have any questions, any comments, any queries, please do let me know. Let me just make one thing very clear, two things actually. The first thing is that if you have any pain, I do always recommend that you go and see a doctor because, you know, like I said, I am not one and I won't be able to diagnose you or anything like that. I will just go with what your subconscious mind is telling you, telling me that, you need to, that we need to release or correct. The other thing that I don't mention enough, but I want to make sure that I do now, is to say that when we say that the root cause of your problem is not structural, but is emotional, we don't mean that you've made it up. We're not saying that the pain is not real or that, you know, you're really nuts. That's not at all what we're saying. We're just saying that it's not structural, meaning it's not broken, meaning that a lot of the time, if you went to the doctor, they will diagnose one thing, yet someone else in the same condition might not feel the same kind of pain that you do. I'm talking mainly about back pain as an example, because that's an easy one to make. But what we're saying is that the things that you are experiencing are probably the results of years and years and years of stress and trauma that is suppressed and, you know, blocked and trapped inside of your body, and now it's coming out in the shape of pain. The pain is real, 100%. What you're experiencing is real. It's just not structural, and the way to release it is by releasing these blocked situations inside of your body energetically. Any questions, any comments, let me know. It was lovely to see you here today. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.